Do something, Alec Baldwin. By now, most of us, this was written by, quite frankly, writer John Carroll. By now, most of us have heard that Alec Baldwin accidentally murdered a woman on the set of his next film. It was a strange story to begin with, and the mystery surrounding the tragic event was only deepened in the days since. Quote, the woman shot and killed by Alec Baldwin on Thursday was the wife of a Clinton-connected lawyer involved in a recent Durham indictment, end quote, according to an article by NWO Report on Friday. Quote, the husband of Halnya Hutchins, the cinematographer who was killed by Baldwin, is a corporate lawyer in Latham and Watkins and their law offices in Los Angeles. That's what we were getting. From Reuters, the woman killed by Alec Baldwin was the wife of an attorney at the law office of Latham and Watkins. And who is of Latham and Watkins' clients? Michael Sussman, the Clinton-connected attorney just indicted by Bob Durham. Interestingly, Hutchins, 42 years old, who was originally from Ukraine and grew up on a Soviet military base in the Arctic Circle, once worked as an investigative reporter in Europe, according to her website, end quote. It didn't take long for researchers, including members of, quite frankly, audience, to start connecting the dots. We saw some of this going on in the Discord over the weekend. There's Steve Trouser Trout. Put some of the things out there. Not only does the husband of the cinematographer killed by Alec Baldwin currently work in the law firm representing Michael Sussman, recently indicted by John Durham, but prior to that he worked at Kirkland and Ellis with former AG Bill Barr. Pretty interesting, right? I'm just throwing out all of the breadcrumbs that have been gathered over the weekend. It may mean nothing, but this is a show where sometimes something is nothing and nothing is something, and we just have a fun time doing both. Here's a little bit more from Eric H. Says, so this gal shot by Baldwin is from Ukraine. Her husband previously worked for Skadden, Arps, Meager, and the same firm Alex Vanderswan worked for. This is the dude who had ties to Ukraine and Manafort and was indicted in the Mueller investigation. This smells a bit like Biden-Ukraine hit, just saying. So people are saying, oh no, we're talking Ukraine again. From Julian's Rum, Alec Baldwin shot a woman who grew up in Murmansk, on a Soviet base in the Arctic Circle surrounded by nuclear submarines. Meanwhile, Alec Baldwin starred in the film Hunt for Red October, where he helps hunt down a Russian nuclear submarine that was originally docked in Murmansk on a Soviet base in the Arctic Circle. Synchronicity, man, over and over again. And of course, somebody went and dug up Q. Said maybe this was what the famous anonymous poster was talking about with Hunt for Red October references. As we all know in the movie, Ramus turns the sub right toward the torpedo, thus keeping it from being able to arm in time. Another time, he takes the sub to the last possible moment before steering the sub away from the wall. My point, we have steered right into the scare event, the Great Reset, in order to keep it from arming. By going warp speed, Trump took away their time to properly pull off the Great Reset. What does that mean? Warp speed? With the vaccine that he keeps selling? I don't get that at all. Then again, I don't get a lot of this stuff. We compiled it to show you what's being talked about. By steering into it, we have disarmed it in a long run. Sure, the torpedo is scary as it heads right toward us, but it won't explode. In fact, it will be intercepted by the Great Awakening at the last possible moment. The fuck? What? I don't know what that gobbledygook is. But still, here's some questions I want to ask, and I have it all right here. The only thing we can be sure of at this point is that there are many unanswered questions. What was a real loaded gun doing on the set? Now, as we've said before, a real gun can be a prop. It doesn't matter. A prop doesn't mean it's fake. A prop means it has been used in a production, stage or on film. The real question is, who loaded the prop gun? Who gave it to Baldwin? Why did he point the gun at people who weren't even in the scene? Not even actors. Further, how does Alec Baldwin actually work into what's going on? Was he ordered to execute Hutchins? I said this on my Twitch stream last night. I went live on Twitch to play some Star Wars for about 25 minutes while the baby was being put to bed. And we were talking about this. It's one shot. 2 people hit. One of them killed. And one of them has to be brought to the hospital. That's an enormous blast. That's an enormous, a very odd blast coming from a handgun too, no less. And for people to say, well, did he do it on purpose? Is he a Manchurian Candidate? I asked. Is he pretty much Reggie Jackson from Naked Gun, where I must kill the queen? Somebody hit a button, and all of a sudden he had to take out this cinematographer. Why? So was he ordered to kill Hutchins? Could he even be a Manchurian Candidate type figure who was activated? Given the shadowy circumstances around every Clinton-related death, what do you think actually happened? I'm telling you, it's just odd, but I really don't have any preference to a theory. I really don't. Because, some people were just very plainly saying, well, all of Hollywood is very evil. It's full of satanic agents, and they just do whatever. But that doesn't satisfy me. I understand that there's a lot of evil in Hollywood, in that industry in particular. I understand that. They say, well, they're sending a message. To whom? To the husband of this wife? I mean, that's not a message. A message is you steal somebody's dog and it shows up in a weird place that makes you know someone took the dog, someone came inside your house. They took the dog and then they returned it to you to let you know I can go into your house whenever I want. You better play by the rules or else something will happen to your family. You take out a wife. Listen, if this guy loves his wife, then that's why you would use the threat of danger as did he fall off? Is he no longer representing Sussman, or is he just going to sit there and just tank the whole case now? I don't understand. It's just it's too weird. So then you have Occam's razor, which I can just ask you all too. Is this really just a fucked up accident? Is it really just a fucked up accident? An accident, once again, with so many synchronicity and so many things unanswered.